Alright, everyone. Welcome to the second half of the stream, where I'm playing Genshin and that. But the game's outloaded right now, so give me just a moment. I'm actually gonna redo my model for a second here, because today's avatar selection. Here, select, Yomiya. I have my stuff set up a certain way, and I got my avatar window out of alignment because I was showing off my outfit, so I just had to reset it real quick. Alright, now let's see here. Where's that game capture option at? We want to be doing Genshin, and then it should capture. There it is. And the audio may be a little bit too high, so we turn it down just a wee bit. Oh, yes. Whatever. I forgot Genshin does that. There's the email address. Damn it. I'm not editing that. It's censored, whatever. It's 2 letters. And then that's it. It was literally my username too, so whatever. Oh no. I guess I'll just have to filter more spam, won't I? Oh well. It's getting game. No updates. So last time I was just exploring the world and, I'm throwing my voice from the shadow too much. So last time I was exploring the world of Genshin and that, and uncovering the map. Tonight, we're doing the main quest. I am at Chapter 2. Chapter 4 just got released. The second part of Chapter 4 is released. I have to do Chapter 2, which is Inazuma. And then I gotta do Chapter 3, which is Sumeru. Then we'll get to Chapter 4. And there's always... I haven't done the intermission chapters between the prologue and Chapter 1 and Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 items, so we're gonna do those as well. But now, thanks to the new update, you can get your daily commissions done just by doing quests, which is great. Because I would always log into the game intending to progress the main story, but then it's like, I need to do my daily commissions, so I'm getting my Primo gems, so I can blow it on the Banline one, which, Hydra Waifu is going to be coming out soon. I want Hydra Waifu. Like, I originally was saving up for Shogun, and that's fine and all, but she doesn't use a sword, she's a spear user. Hydra Mommy? Hydra Waifu? Oh no, she uses sword. She uses sword and she heals, from what I've heard. So she's going to replace Barbara, so she's the sub DPS. I mean, I already have an Archon. I have, Nahida. I need to get Nahida leveled up, but if I do that, I'm not going to progress story. Right now, I'm focusing on 4 characters. I think I have enough fates to do a 50-50. But I think I need another 16,000 Primo gems. Not 1,600. 16,000. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's 8,000. That's what it is. It's 8,000 Primo gems for the 100 states for the 50-50. Why am I in Sumeru? And of course, it's gonna drive me nuts. What's in the mail? Did I still get... Oh yeah, the thank you gift. Social check-in more. Mihoyo just gave me 820 Primo gems. And a thing and 2 fragile. I had so much fragile resin. What's crazy is I'm just getting... I just got the Primo gems for the last stream event. Yes, why I'm streaming Genshin, by the way, because it basically... Mihoyo's doing an event where you stream Genshin a lot, and you hit... There's like 2 milestones, there's concurrent viewer milestones. So, if you just wanna... I can't do it. I wanna stop, because if I say something, I'll make it disqualified. Watch my streams. if you watch the stream, the more people that are watching the stream working, the better off that I am. Hang on a sec, I'm gonna listen to my wifey voice on monitor. I think we're crackling a bit. How do I do that? Monitor check. I am crackling, aren't I? Yes, I am. Okay, give me just a moment, I wanna fix. It's still monitoring. Now I think it's going to crackle. What should I do to keep the crackling from happening? Right, lower the extra thing on here. Alright, how's that doing? Now that's still crackling. No, I mean it's not. No, it is. Okay. I can't lower that anymore. I'm messing with the AI for a second here. I'm just trying to get the crackles to stop. I think raising it's gonna make it worse. No, wait. Raising it makes it better. Raising it increases the delay. But then it makes the crackles stop. And you see something to say. Enderman Minecraft, take my blocks. Stop taking my blocks. Why has he gotta take my blocks? Paimon! Paimon's flying around. Just looking everywhere. What's Paimon looking at? Okay, that's good. Unfortunately, that has introduced more of a delay. It's 96. See, alright, so the way this AI thing I'm using works is there's something called chunk. So it's like it takes important recordings of my voice and puts them into chunks. And the larger that size, the more memory it uses. But it reduces the crackling on the babbling. But it also makes the delay worse. So I was at 256 milliseconds. Now I'm at 298 milliseconds. What is that? That's, not 0.29 seconds. That's what that is. So we're down 341 days. Okay, so I think 1,000 milliseconds is a whole second. How's that gonna sound? Let me try that. Endermen taking my block. Why did it cut off? I don't understand why it's cutting off. Maybe it's the S threshold. It turned that down a little. I think S threshold is for the feedback. That's not gonna work, I don't. And it cut off. Wow, it's not completing sentence. What? I want to set that back down to 112. To what I had it at. Hang on, I'm messing with. I may turn the voice changer off. If it's not gonna work with this, and it's gonna be bad, we'll just change it. What's my GPU model on my cats? I can switch this to CPU. This may not work. This is not going to work.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm just going to sound like this for the stream. So if I play a PC game, I can't use the voice changer. I do not know if I can get that voice changer to run on my laptop. So I'm just going to sound like this, don't worry about it. The voice changer is just like an enhancement for the stream, but if it's not going to work well, it's just not going to work well. Maybe we should just stop using it altogether, if I'm being honest. I just kind of mess with it because I want to mess with it. That's really the reason why. So, yeah, voice changer's off. This is what I sound like. And I'm going with it off because it just crackles and runs really bad. It sounds horrible. When I am playing Nintendo Switch games, it doesn't crackle or anything because I'm not running anything else on my computer. In fact, I think the developer of the application recommends you have a two-system setup. You have one machine running the software, and you have a second machine capturing the output from it and then feeding it into streaming software for best results. But that's probably why it's cutting off sentences and stuff, is because that program is fighting for resources with Genshin Impact. And because you have to understand, I'm running this video game, and I'm also capturing this video game using OBS and streaming it. So that's using up VRAM on my graphics card. And then I'm also running another game, which is what's rendering my model on the screen. And then finally, I'm trying to run that AI voice changer, which that uses even more resources. So I'm basically just hitting that bottleneck. I could just install a second graphics card on my computer, and then I could use that dedicated graphics card, but then I think the other bottleneck is the amount of memory on my machine, so I would need to get a second graphics card. Because I think I have two graphics card ports on my system. So I'll have to do research on how a dual graphics card setup works, if it even works. But let's imagine that it did work. If I just got a second GTX 1080, one card would be used for rendering games, and the only thing that would run on that card is me playing the game. And then OBS would be using the other graphics card, and the AI voice changer would use the other graphics card, and my model would use the other graphics card. So those 3 things would be on the other one. That way I could just dedicate separate hardware for it. But I don't know how well that would work. I'd have to look at power draws and everything to make sure I'm not going over my PSU. Alright, we do not have the main quest selected. Let's go do that real quick. Nope, where is it? Master's Day Off? Good Hunter? No, that's not what we want. I think we need to do a bunch of side quests for the next Archon quest. Vision of Chasm. Investigate the area, that's not something else. Okay, so we need to do other quests. What we gotta do? Horatius Chapter Act 1. They could improve the interface a little bit. Like, here's how they can improve this quest interface. So I go into a quest and I go to Archon quests and it says I need to do these other quests. Instead of just having a little pop-up come up that comes up and then goes away, I hit it and it pulls up a dialogue, and I hit the A button. I hit a button on it, and it'll immediately jump me to that quest, so I can select it. Because I had to hit the button, read the pop-up, bro, because the pop-up goes away on its own. It doesn't give me a chance to read it. And then I have to go back into the quest menu and tab over and find it manually, and that's too much work. I'm lazy.
We're looking for the great Muchina yokai.
The who?
Do you know where it lives?
Great Muchina yokai? What's that?
Huh? You've never heard of it?
What is it, a Pokemon?
It's a sneaky monster that goes around playing tricks on people. It's got magic powers and can even shapeshift into anything it wants.
Is it those little panda
One time,
things?
The great Muchina yokai stole some rice from our house. And this other time, it pushed my dad into the river.
Sounds like a very naughty little monster.
'Cause we finally found out how to chase it away. My dad said that the great Muchina yokai likes to play tricks on people who stay out all the time and don't come home when they're supposed to. So all we need to do is chase it away. Then we can come out and play whenever we want.
This monster sounds scary, though. Aren't you guys afraid? Surely your parents must be worried about you.
Oh, not really. I told my dad that I was gonna find the great Muchina yokai with some friends, and he didn't even say anything. So we think it must be weak right now. It's probably hiding away so it can rest. Yeah, so as long as we get home before it gets its strength back, we'll be safe.
Something sounds very strange about all this, but Paimon can't say exactly what it is.
Dad's attitude doesn't add up.
Paimon feels like the great Muchina yokai is one of those storybook monsters that doesn't exist in the real world.
Guess the parents just don't want their kids staying out all the time.
We should tell them so they don't waste all their time looking for it.
Nah, we shouldn't.
Oh, children, listen up. There's no need to go looking for the great Muchina yokai, alright? Because it isn't real.
Huh? No way. That's impossible. My dad wouldn't lie to me.
Your dad lied to you.
They're just worried about you is all. They don't want you wandering too far from home because it's too dangerous.
That's not true. The great Muchina yokai is definitely real. Yeah! Yoimiya's even making some weapons for us. And then she's gonna show us how to blow it up.
Yoimiya, huh? Wait, as in fireworks prison break, Yoimiya?
We told her all about the great Muchina yokai. She said we shouldn't be scared of it. We should learn how to chase it away instead.
Huh.
We've been waiting for ages now. And finally, Yomiya said that today's the day!
Sure it is. Like she's playing along.
Yomiya plays with us and tells us stories all the time. She wouldn't tell a lie. But... Come on, let's get out of here and go find
Paimon likes
Yomiya.
butts?
Wait, hold on, don't go! They didn't seem to take that very well, but Paimon was only trying to look out for them.
Paimon, you should just tell them Santa Claus isn't real and the Tooth Fairy isn't real.
Follow the kids and see what's going
See how they react. Oh no. Alright. Check the quests for more details. Catch up to the children who are about to leave. That is not the sprint button. What is the sprint button? I think it's because I was playing Assassin's Creed and right trigger is the sprint button. That's what's getting me mixed up.
Cheer up, guys. Don't be so down. She was only joking back there. How could the great Mujina yokai not exist, huh?
But we've never seen it for ourselves.
That's because the great Mujina yokai is extra powerful. And that's exactly why I need your help, isn't it?
Yomiya, you're enabling the children. Stop.
Hey, don't be discouraged. Hey, remember, if you want to be a hero, you gotta have patience. And wisdom, too. Even if you can't find it right now, it'll definitely show up before the fireworks show starts.
Why does
So,
Yomiya kind of sound like a
remember to come and pick
VTuber
up
I
your
watch?
weapons from me before then, okay? No matter how powerful the great Mujina yokai might be, it's no match for my specially made fireworks. Just light them up and you'll scare it off no problem. It's up to you guys to protect your homes, your crops, and your folks.
Got it. Thanks, Miss Yoimiya. We'll try and be more patient.
Oh, yeah, hold up a sec. I have a few slips of paper for you guys, one each. Remember to give it to your parents and tell them to keep it safe. Just tell them it's from Yoimiya. They'll know what it's about.
Okay. Thank you, Yoimiya.
Interesting.
We're gonna go back now.
Oh, thanks, Yoimiya. Come play with us soon. Sure thing, will do. Take care on the way back, and I'll see you later.
What is Yomiya up to? We meet again.
Ah, so it was you guys. I guessed as much from the way the kids described you. No worries, though. I'm not blaming you. The great Mujina yokai is pretty popular with the kids, so of course they're gonna get upset if someone tries to tell them it doesn't exist.
Okay, but it definitely doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, the first time I heard about it, I knew straight away that it was probably something the parents had come up with to stop the kids from running off all the time. But when the kids asked me about it, I didn't want to break it to them. I just told them that it looks cute and likes to play pranks and doesn't hurt people. So, I guess now the kids' impression of the great Mujina yokai is mostly influenced by me.
Huh. So in a way, this monster is all a product of your creativity?
Surely it's a bad idea to keep the lie going like that.
Maybe so. In any case, I'm not gonna be the one who exposes it. Sure, it's likely that the parents just wanted to stop the kids from staying out all the time, but they could have easily had other reasons too. If I just go ahead and tell them that the great Mujina yokai doesn't exist without knowing the full story, then who knows? I might be doing more harm than good. Besides, they're just kids. They should be allowed to believe it if it makes them happy. That's more important to them than questioning what's real and what isn't. Heck, I entertain my fair share of fantasies too. The fire diamond that spins around and shoots out lights that are all the colors of the rainbow. Ooh, the mist spirits that live far off in the mountains and guide you to fairyland if you can find them. I know that they don't really exist, but I still enjoy believing in them. If someone came up to me and started telling me to stop being so stupid, they don't exist, nah. I'd give them the evil eyes and tell them to get the heck out of my face because it's just so annoying.
I kind of get what you're saying.
Right? So what if
Not
it's
really, I
made
just
out
kind of
of
zonked out
gold,
halfway through a
so
discussion.
Awesome and kind of magical. So it's not up to anyone else to tell me what's what. The things we believed and the experiences we had when we were young turn into our priceless treasures as we grow up. When you were kids, surely you guys believed in things like heroes who slew dragons and sacred swords that cut through darkness.
Who slew dragons? That's not what the text
We
says.
tear apart these kids' fairy tales now. What else do we have to tell them? That Inazuma's locked down? All the grim tales of the Vision Hunt Decree? I think it's a bit too early for all of that.
Yeah. Oh, way too early. For sure.
No need to pretend to agree if you don't understand.
Whether you understood me or not, don't you worry. I'll take care of the kids and make sure they stay safe. Okay, it's about time I headed back. The Naganohara fireworks show is just around the corner, and there's still a lot of things to get ready.
Oh boy, fireworks.
Naganohara fireworks show? Is that hosted by your family or something?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why our name is on the event. It's well known throughout Inazuma. Oh, on the subject, are you busy these days? If not, then you should totally come along. I'll prepare an extra pretty firework just for you.
I'll gladly take you up on that offer.
In that case, come with me to Naganohara. We'll go see my bots. There's still a few fireworks to finish off before the show.
I gotta say, her
Inazuma
like back ribbon
home
rope
to
is
the Yaoi
impossible.
Motion House, and a lot of people who like to write stories too. In fact, most of what they write is based off of the kinds of fairy tales I was just talking about. A load of them have bad endings though. Like, the fire diamond will get put in a rich person's gallery where it will never be ignited again. Or,
That's terrible.
someone will see the mist spirit and not manage to catch it, but because they angered it, it'll never show itself again. The hero who slays the dragon becomes the next dragon. The sacred sword that once fought the darkness now becomes a doomsday weapon.
What the hell?
I know these kinds of stories are all the rage nowadays, but I really can't bring myself to like them. If something's magical, it should be kept that way.
That was basically just, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Hey, Pops, I'm back!
Wow.
The fireworks show is almost upon us, and the fireworks for each family are almost ready. Oh, new faces? Who are these two? Friends or customers?
Met before
Been a
already.
month, actually. They arrived in Inazuma just recently. Can't let them miss out on a fireworks show after coming all this way, can we?
Well, either way, come on in and have a seat. And I, Naganohara Ryunosuke, will tell you all about the long history of the Naganoharas.
That can wait. Pops, I need to ask you about something.
A long, long time ago.
He's not listening.
Pops has started telling his stories again. Sorry about this. Ever since Pops had his accident, his ears don't work too well.
Fireworks accident?
Really? But for a moment there, it almost seemed like you were having a coherent conversation.
Much, much later, people eventually realized that if you grind certain materials into dust, they burn with many beautiful colors.
Pops, wait!
Huh? What's that?
Did they deliver those firework materials that we ordered yet?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yesterday's fireworks have all been delivered. So have the ones from the day before yesterday, and the ones from the day before that.
No, Pops, I meant the materials. The materials that we ordered. They should have arrived today.
Ah, today's fireworks are almost ready too. Don't you worry. Your old man's skills are still as sharp as ever.
Why does this guy kind of sound like Knuckles?
Pops, the materials. The raw materials for making fireworks.
Sorry?
Death!
Materials!
Oh, the materials.
Yes, the materials! Sorry, Paimon got all excited because he finally got the message across.
Not a single soul questions who Paimon is.
Materials aren't here yet. The
Not a
courier
single
takes a
person
look
goes and looks at
and
Paimon and goes, ah!
Well, I
Floating
did.
fairy thing!
Couldn't quite hear what they were saying.
I guess they're like, if we have visions that give us magical powers, now a magical floating child is not too out of the ordinary. Is Paimon even a child, though? Like, she kind of acts like a child, but then she's also introspective like an
We're a
adult,
little
so
loud.
I
It's
don't
always the way
know.
now. It's like that every time I need to
I guess
ask about
Paimon is just
something.
Paimon. Also, her crown has the Master Sword on it. I can't unsee that now. Her crown has the Master Sword on it. With a crescent moon going through it.
I get told that a lot. Because my pops is deaf, he never argues with anyone and never contradicts them. He just listens cheerfully. When I was little, I thought it was because
I'd
he
really
really
love to
understood
look
me
at it
and
behind the
agreed with
scenes of this
whatever
game,
I had to say.
especially with the
So,
design
I
of the
told my pops
characters.
everything.
I want to know how they get
Eventually,
the
I
design of the
realized
characters so
the reason he was
intricate.
like that was that he's deaf. But I still tell him stories every day.
Huh? Why would you do that?
It just makes me happy to see him smile, and it keeps him from being lonely, right? Anyway, more importantly right now...
I think your dad smiles because you're a cutie, and he just likes cute things.
Still haven't arrived. We need to think of an alternative.
Yomiya? Is that you?
Oh, you scared me there! I thought I told you to be more careful before you speak.
Who?
Sorry.
Hold on, I'm coming over.
Who? Who is that? Who this? Time to eavesdrop.
No one's looking. Okay, you can come out now. Come around the side.
Secret boyfriend?
We're lucky that no one from the Tenryo Commission was around. Otherwise, we'd all be in big trouble.
Sorry, I guess I was a little rash, but when I heard you come back, I just...
Secret boyfriend.
Don't worry, Sakajiro. So far, at least, everything is going according to plan. We're going to look for firework materials shortly. While we're out, we'll sort out the boat situation for you, as promised.
Thank you for all your help.
And why is he hiding in your home?
He's one of our old customers. He came back to Inazuma from the outside world not long ago. While he was smuggling himself in, the Tenryo Commission found him and put out a warrant for his arrest.
Uh-oh.
An arrest warrant?
You're housing a fugitive?
Down! We don't want to draw any unwanted attention. If Sakajiro was caught, there's no knowing what crimes they could charge him with. All we can do is find him a boat and send him out of Inazuma again.
Isn't there a thunderstorm out in the ocean?
Yeah, we know it's going to be dangerous, but there aren't many other options left.
What if the boat capsizes? Drowning is really scary.
Paimon, you can float.
If things are this bad, couldn't you have just not come back in the first place?
Well... there's something I felt I had to do.
What's that?
But as
What do you
soon as I
need?
got back, I started hearing about all these unbelievable changes. I had made my mind up originally, but now I'm not sure anymore.
Second thoughts?
I didn't want to cause any trouble for Yomiya or Mr. Ryunosuke, but I'm very grateful to them for taking me in.
Hey, no worries. You're more than welcome. Remember what I said? As long as you've got that little piece of paper, you'll always be a valued customer of the Naganoharas.
Little piece of paper?
Like the ones you gave to the kids.
Yep, the same paper slips as the one I gave to the kids earlier. Whenever a customer orders fireworks for a commemorative event, we always include a little paper slip with the goods. Only people from inside my family can understand what's written on it. It's the recipe for the fireworks they ordered. If someone shows a Naganohara that paper slip, we guarantee we can make the exact same firework as the original one they purchased, whether it's 10 or even 100 years later.
Wow, that is so awesome.
That is awesome.
It's a family tradition. All our regular customers know about this.
The slip I have is from back when my parents ordered fireworks from Mr. Ryunosuke. Now that I think about it, it must be nearly 20 years ago. I would have thought that things would turn out the way they have.
It'll be fine. Escaping in a boat is just the last resort for if there's no other way. I'll still try and come up with a different solution, because it'd be much better if you could stay in Inazuma. Whatever their reasons might be, if our customers come to us looking for help, we're not about to leave them high and dry.
Thank you. This way, I still have some time to consider my options.
Alright, well, let's not stay out here in the open for too long. Hurry up and get back inside. I'll let you know as soon as I have an update for you.
All right, I'll leave it to you then, I guess.
What's he hiding in a closet somewhere?
It's a shame. They still wouldn't give him a permit, even though he was born and raised in Inazuma. Speaking of, you guys only got here recently. How did you manage to get a permit?
We went through a long bureaucratic process in retail.
Even then, we only got through thanks to some help from Miss Hiragi Chisato of the Kanjo Commission.
I see. So you had big shots helping you. I guess that won't be of much help to Sakujiro. I just wish the commissions could be a little bit more flexible. I bet nowhere else you've been is quite like Inazuma, huh?
Each Archon has their own idea on how to rule
Well,
themselves.
no matter what, I have to find a way to help him. I'm sorry. I invited you to come watch the fireworks, but now I have to run a few errands. You don't have to join me if you don't want to. I can go sort out the firework materials in the boat by myself. And then you can come meet me back at the house later.
I don't mind coming along.
Oh, cool! Then let's start with Sakujiro's boat. We can chat along the way. Oh yeah! If it's fine with you, can I ask how you two first met?
She saved me from drowning this one time, and after that, we started traveling together. Why do you ask?
Nothing. I'm just quite envious of your relationship. If my pops had a person like you around, his being deaf wouldn't hold things up all the time. Why do you look so excited?
Because you said person and not floating child or mascot.
Koichi, I'm here! How is the boat coming along?
Yeah, it's, alright, I guess. I was questioned, though. Wait, should we really be talking about this in front of them?
Oh, don't worry, they're my friends. You can trust them. They came with me to check up on the boat.
Yeah, you could say we're all in the same boat here.
Boo!
I see.
I'm on, that was a bad
I
joke.
didn't mean to doubt you.
Boo!
Just being cautious. The boat is ready, but I'll have to be discreet moving it here.
Huh? Why is that?
Because it's illegal.
Because of the Sokoku decree, the Tenryou Commission is really suspicious of any kind of seaborne vessel. Even the smallest ones, they'll stop and interrogate us, demanding to know what we plan on doing with it. It's a real nuisance.
Imagine having a Senkoku degree
Sorry for
on an
dragging you
island
into this
nation.
mess.
You there! Oi, you there, stop! Where are you going with those papers? They're like, people in Inazuma come up to you and be like,
Consider this my way of saying
Oi!
thank you.
Oi! You got a license for that boat, eh?
Thank you. Oh, if it's on the way, you can always pick up the fireworks from my house.
Man.
Everything was made in strict accordance with what was on the paper slip. You won't find the slightest thing wrong with them.
Alright then. The fireworks show will be starting soon, won't it? You should make sure your new friends get to see it. It's an Inazuma tradition after all.
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, you know what? You should tell them about your past. About the first time you ordered fireworks for my family.
That's a long story, actually. Where do I start?
From the beginning, probably.
Maybe I'll come back to that after moving the boat here.
Oh, right, yeah. Got caught up in the conversation there.
Okay, well, I'll leave you to it for now and meet you back here later.
Lucky you reminded me. Otherwise, I would have ended up chatting the rest of the day away. I've been so busy with the fireworks business these past few days that I haven't had a moment to stop and chat with anyone. It's killing me. Of course, Pops is happy to listen to me chatter away, but because he can hardly hear anything, it's difficult to get an interesting reaction from him. And I'm doing it again, aren't I? What I meant to say was, while Koichi is bringing the boat here, we should try to find some firework materials.
Firework materials.
Make fireworks not just for you guys, but for those kids and Sakujiro as well. We're missing a lot of materials. It'll be fine. It's actually like this every year.
Oi,
There's always a
every
bunch of
year.
extra orders slot in here and there. When people want fireworks, it's always because they have something to commemorate. And if they miss the chance, they might never get another one. So,
I don't think I can legally buy fireworks.
Their orders.
Can I? Get like 500 followers on Twitch and just start a fireworks show.
Oh, I do! I really do! Being born into a family of fireworks makers, I feel like since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with watching things go boom! And then seeing all the lights and colors and... What I really wanted to say was, don't worry about me. It'll all be fine.
Your main point got buried in all that extra information.
Sorry. It's just that good conversation can be as fleeting as fireworks sometimes, you know? So, when I'm in the mood and I've got a lot to say, I just have to get all out there in one go and leave no regrets.
Oh my god, she's like me for real, for real. Yomiya is literally like me for real, for real.
Question. Doesn't it hurt your voice talking all the time?
Paimon!
It can get uncomfortable, I guess, but what else would I be using my voice for?
Huh. You kinda have a point.
I can think of one thing. But what was... Did I put age restriction on the stream? I don't think I did, so we're just gonna imagine that thought didn't exist. Look for materials in the city. Gonna search.
Ah, here we are. Hello, Morihiko. How's business these days?
Yoimiya, there you are. I thought you might show up.
Who is this person's
no
voice
need
actor?
To beat around the bush. You're here for the fireworks materials.
Look at this dude's mustache.
I put a batch aside just for you.
He's got like a little
It'll
cut
definitely be
in the middle mustache.
Huh? Really? How
It's
did
like
you
he has a
know?
separate set of eyebrows on his
Because a fireworks
face.
show is coming up. And that usually means you'll be running all over the place trying to get your hands on some last-minute materials. I've come to expect it now. There's always a few extras unaccounted for, eh?
Oh, I'm so sorry for bothering you every time.
Ah, come on now. You know I didn't mean it like that. I'd sooner have my business go under than turn down one of your requests. What about you two? Are you the ones needing some fireworks made? It's no trouble at all, my
More
friend.
fireworks.
Once when I had an argument with my son, Yoimiya was the one who came and calmed him down. I'm hopeless at communicating with him. If it wasn't for Yoimiya, who knows? He probably would have run away by now.
Wow.
Aw, he was never gonna come to that. He's a sensitive kid and he cares a lot about your feelings. It's just, he doesn't know how to express it. Maybe if you turn that frown upside down once in a while, he might feel more at ease.
Yeah, I guess I'm probably too serious around him. Which is strange, because I don't think I'm anything like that when I'm talking with other people.
Don't worry about it. No one's perfect.
What is
If you have
Paimon
any
looking
more
at?
trouble in the future, just come to me. Even if it's not fireworks related, I'll happily oblige. Customers come first. Always.
All right then. Everyone's always saying what a good kid you are. Your father must be very proud of you. Go ahead and take the ore, by the way. It's on the house.
Oh, no, you don't. That's out of the question.
Don't worry. Just take it as a token of my gratitude.
Gratitude won't pay your bills, though. Don't do this to me. Can't we just play by normal business rules here?
I already said it's fine. Please, just take it. Surely you've got a load of other things you need to get done today.
Well, how about this then? I'll record this in my notebook, and we can consider it a down payment against any fireworks you want to purchase in the future.
There's no convincing you, is there?
No, there's
All
not.
right then, if you insist. Pass on my regards to your dad. Tell him Morihiko wishes him health and happiness.
Will do. You look after yourself as well. Don't push yourself too
This
hard.
conversation has been going on for so long, the sun is setting in the game.
Everyone seems to really like you, Yomiya.
You're not the first person to say that. In fact, some people think I'll literally do any favor they ask me to.
Any favor
I
you
say to them,
say.
hey, this is a fireworks store. We do fireworks.
No, no,
What?
no. Bad, no.
Don't always listen.
We stay wholesome on this channel.
Can't be helped. But also, it's not
Clap.
really a big deal.
We stay wholesome.
Anyway, we've got all the materials need now, so that solves that problem.
I wasn't thinking about anything dirty. Nope, not me. Totally not me. Nope. Alright, where are we going now? Go to the Aminoma Smithy.
Hajime, Mr. Aminoma, it's me.
Ah, Yomiya. If I'm not mistaken, you must be here for some firework materials.
Yep.
Seems like everyone knows how busy Yomiya gets leading up to the fireworks show.
I'm very sorry. Would you be able to wait for a while? I have quite a backlog of weapons orders right now.
No worry. Oh, wait, actually, yeah, that could be a problem. Some worries.
Some
How about
worries.
this? Do you need a hand? As long as we can get through your orders, you can help me process my ore, right?
That will depend on my master.
Oh, you don't mind, do you, Mr. Aminoma? As you know, it's not long now until the Naganohara fireworks show starts. There's still a lot of fireworks left to make, if I don't finish them on time.
Talkative as ever, I see, dear child. The essence of Amenoma art is patience and focus. When the mind is disturbed, it will show in the blade that is forged. If you badger Hajime like this, you will only succeed in disrupting his concentration.
But this is a special circumstance, surely. The Naganohara fireworks show is right around the corner.
So give me your ore, and I will process it for you.
Huh.
Huh? Master, you mean you'll do the work personally?
Is that so surprising?
How has he not smashed his hand with the hammer all the times he looked away from the anvil?
Thank you for helping out, Mr. Aminoma.
You're quite welcome. The Naganohara fireworks show
Like,
is
just,
an important
if you're
event.
ever doing something like that, never ever look away from your hand, or you're not going to have He's not even holding the blade.
I am indebted to Ryunosuke
His hand is on the
for all the
anvil.
business he has given me.
He's not even hitting the blade on the anvil, he's just hitting the
In
anvil.
the future, do not rush everything at the last minute.
I'll try my best. In the future, I'll get some extra materials in to cover any unexpected changes of plan late in the day.
Though for you,
That's the exact
dear
same
child,
anvil hitting sound effect from
no matter
Skyrim
how
too.
much you prepare in advance, it may never be enough. Excuse me.
And I think it's just a sound of someone, like, hitting a lead pipe.
Wow, Mr. Aminoma! Just look at the shape and size of these grains! It's beautiful! I'm at a loss for words. It's been a while since I've seen you take up your tools, but it looks like your craft hasn't degraded one bit.
Of course. I have studied these techniques my whole life. They are impossible for me to forget.
Until you get Alzheimer's, that is.
Inazuma Art and Naganohara Fireworks been working together for a long time already?
Back in the day, it was my master, and Ryunosuke's father. The people may have changed from one generation to another, but the ingredients required to make fireworks have remained the same. Hajime, in the future, this will be up to you.
I know.
Still isn't his hand yet.
Alright, I won't bother you guys any longer. Oh, remember to come and watch the fireworks. Okay, time to head off. Koichi probably isn't back just yet, but let's go wait for him.
Right, back to the person who's making the boat. Or bringing the boat this way.
Just as I thought, he isn't back yet. But not to worry, because actually, I've been hoping for a chance to have a nice long chat with you all day. Sorry for dragging you with me everywhere. Everyone's been so good to me, though. It's all gone really smoothly.
Everyone's good to you because you are cute.
Feels like Paimon has barely spoken a word this whole trip.
It's just nice
It
listening
felt like I
quietly.
was neglecting you guys, so I wanted to find an opportunity to catch up. When we first met, I was in a hurry. We didn't have the chance to sit down and have a proper chat. You guys are travelers, right? So, where else did you go before coming to Inazuma?
Mondstadt, the city of freedom.
Ooh, sounds great! I heard they pretty much have no rules over there, right? So people are free to live their life however they want, doing whatever makes them happy. My pops actually received a gift from one of his old customers over there. It was from the winery or something.
Dawn Winery! Their dandelion wine is super famous.
Everybody
Yes,
drinks
that's
that
the one.
wine.
I remember when he drank it. I've never seen him enjoy a bottle of wine so much in his life. He was telling me all night about how good it tasted. My friend once said to me that only people with a strong will and a clear purpose decide to go traveling. Maybe it's to see a certain view or to fulfill a certain wish. So, what made you guys embark on your treacherous journey to Inazuma?
I'm looking for my lost brother.
And we're looking for answers from the gods, too.
You were separated from your family because of a god? Oh.
Yep.
That must be really tough.
Sometimes it is.
I get it. Well, if that's how it is, then that's how it is.
She just says it is what it
I wanted
is.
to ask if you guys wanted to stay here in Inazuma. Unlike the outside world, what Inazuma seeks is eternity. In other words, a state of tranquility where very little ever changes. The advantage of that is that if you're ever tired from your journey, Inazuma's a great place to come and rest. Let me put it this way. I was just worried that you might be getting weary. And if you keep pressing on in that state, you might start to lose sight of the things that made you want to start your journey in the first place.
Sometimes. That's also just how it is.
When you're exhausted,
It is what it
everything
is.
becomes an uphill struggle. Even trying to
I
have
hate
fun.
that phrase so much. It's just, there's nothing wrong with the phrase itself. It's just people
An adventure friend of mine
use
once
it
told me
so
that
much.
if you're too focused on reaching the end of the race, you'll miss a lot of opportunities and precious moments to be had along the way.
I'll bear that
Worry,
in
though.
mind.
I'm sure I can think of some way to get you feeling relaxed and happy.
It's like, you ever have
And you're here now.
people
so even if
say
we don't
stuff,
eventually,
they
I'm
say
not
quips
sure
or something
always
that's
free with fond
everyone
memories.
repeats?
Who knows? Once you're
Thing
reunited with your
people
family,
say stuff like
maybe you'll
the
find
thing
yourself in
is
the right
or
kind of
it is
place
what
to
it
call
is,
home.
and it's like those sayings that everybody says, and it makes you question whether or not we're living in a simulation and you're interacting with NPCs.
I already have an idea of the color.
That's
and
actually a really
colors I wanna
good
give you
discussion
guys.
to get into on the
I'll
side
keep it a
while
secret for now, though.
people are talking in game.
Yomiya, I'm back. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's
So, like,
go
you ever
to the
notice
boat.
how
Or,
sometimes
okay, good.
in real life
Let's
people
go.
just
Just
say the same
act
things over and
natural,
over?
though. We
Like, you know
don't
how you
wanna
play a
raise any
video game
suspicion.
and NPCs will just say a set number of things and nothing else?
Absolutely.
The fact
Rest
that
assured
people
the
have
quality
become
is
so
guaranteed.
simple-minded where they just don't think about what they say and they just, like, repeat lines that they said before, it could mean that we are in a simulation, or I mean, I would be better off coping with the idea that we're in a simulation. Because then that means, upon my departure from this world, I would basically just roll a new character in the simulation. With my memories wiped, of course. But the scary thing is, people are
Be helped, I'm afraid.
so
This is the
simple
biggest
now.
and
They're so simple-minded
sturdiest
now.
boat I can
They're
provide.
so
We're
against
exporting the
free
finest
thought
Inazuman timber.
and independent
Still,
thought
I'll
that they
be the
just
first
go
to
into a
admit that
hive
if
mind.
we
And I
ride
think
this into the storm,
the idea of a
it's
hive
going to be
mind,
exceedingly dangerous.
the complete
I also hope
dissolving
inside
dissolving
Terra won't
of
have
the
to use it.
individual into the
It's just there as
collective,
a last resort.
it terrifies me. It actually
Though
brings
cliche,
out a
it feels
greater
like your
fear
craft has improved
in
once
me.
again.
Because it would be like a death
I'm
before
not the one
death,
you
or a
should be
fate
praising.
worse than
It's
death.
all thanks to the guys who
Having your
kindly
individuality
pitched in.
melted away into a
To
collective.
avoid detection, we each worked on our own materials separately, then assembled them secretly in the night. This is
This
the
existential
largest
crisis has
report
been
to
brought to you by
build.
Tsukino
Any bigger,
Azura.
and there's no way it would
You're
pass the
an
10
anime girl
Commission's inspection.
who's not a girl,
Let's
but
start
an
the boat
anime
here for
girl.
now, then. I'll fill Sakujiro in when I get back. He'll need to make some preparations
man.
before setting sail.
And I'm bummed I can't use the voice changer
I was really worried
while playing
about
this game.
sudden,
But if the voice is just gonna skip out,
Sakujiro make you a
I'm not gonna use it.
collaborator in the eyes of the Tenryou Commission?
Maybe it does, but I knew what I was getting into from the moment I agreed to help him. My My family has pretty good connections with the Yashiro Commission. We work very closely with them. And whenever there's a national event of any sort, the other two commissions come to us too. As long as I'm polite and respectful and don't cause a fuss, they won't look to cause trouble for me either. And anyway, to your point about collaboration, you've been helping out too, right?
That's true. This
When I
one
become
hour
partner
we're
on Twitch, I'm
having-
gonna have all the silly redeems.
Wait. Oh
We were chased by a Millilith and Leeway.
Ah, so you're seasoned crooks already, eh? Don't know what I was worried about then. Anyway, thanks for everything, Koichi. And your fireworks are ready, so just go pick them up from my house whenever you want. While you're there, you can get my pops to settle the boat construction fees.
I really want to get another soda, but it's late at
Don't worry
night.
about paying anything. Third Sis would be sure to scold me if she found out I'd taken Mora from the Naganoharas.
Who's Third Sis?
Yeah, third sis.
Let me explain this one. It's a story my pops told me. There used to be a thriving merchants guild in Inazuma. It got really prosperous. At one point, there were a dozen or so kids born around the same time to the families of the guild. They all grew up together, each of them learning their respective family's business. They were a tightly knit group of friends, but eventually, they all grew up and decided they each wanted to go into business themselves. It was
Moral of
inevitable
the
that
story,
business would send
don't
them all
grow
to
up.
different corners of the world,
I'm just...
and that they'd have far less
Oh
time
no,
to
it's time
spend
for
with their
another
children.
existential crisis with the Dream Guardian Tsukino Azura.
The oldest of the group suggested that we should all go watch some fireworks
It's actually
together
really
one last
sad.
time.
Becoming an adult is scary. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is a game about growing up and realizing what it is to be an adult. Because adult Link is just child Link in
Yeah.
the body of an
No
adult,
matter how
is the
close
mind
you
of a
and your
child in the
friends
body
are,
of an adult.
there's always gonna be
And
some
very
distance after
quickly
being
they
separated
learned
for a long
that
time. But as soon as
there
the
are things that
fireworks
you
lit
can
up
do
the
as a
sky,
child that you
it
can't do as an
instantly
adult.
take us right back to our
And
childhood.
that's actually
We'd be
like one of the underlying
chatting
messages
like
of the
in
game.
old days.
It's
To
about
us,
cherishing your
those
childhood and
memories
what
are
you
too.
have and not rushing forward to the future too fast.
So this is what you meant when you were talking
And it's also about
commemorating
taking
me.
out a bad guy who wants to take over all of
That's
Hyrule.
exactly right. That's why I can't let people down when
So
they're
it's like
planning on
the
shooting
taking out the
fireworks.
bad guy is the main story, and then like the
Anyway,
unintended
I'm
side
lucky to
message
have you,
is
See you, Koichi.
cherish every moment in childhood, because
Yeah,
you can't
I
get it
should get
back.
outta here too. I don't
And
wanna
then
get
Majora's
caught
Mask just
red-handed.
basically builds on top of that whole thing.
Okay, story
But
time.
time for the crisis
So,
time.
whenever Koichi brings one of his friends from the trade association,
The crisis goes in like
always
this.
mention how he used to play
It's easy to
with
have
when he was a
friends.
kid, or
If
how he
you are
was
watching
raised
these
in
streams,
very
I've looked at my
something.
demographics. My demographics are people that are
So many of them
college
in that
age.
friendship group, and
At least on YouTube. I have people that are
so I,
over the
let
age of
him
18, fortunately, so I don't have a lot of minors
One
in
time, he shows
my,
up with another one of his friends, and the friend asks me if I remembered
in
him.
my stuff, watching my stuff, which that's good. I mean, I don't have anything against kids,
Once when I was just a baby.
but I like to talk about the pee-pee poo-poos
Bursts out
and
laughing and says,
sexual stuff at times, and
"This is one of his
I would feel
larger
really
friends."
weird if minors were actually
Turns out
watching.
he's a lot younger
Because then it's
than
like,
us.
okay,
Just a few
there's an
years older
ethical
than
thing
me.
going on there.
I went right
These are the
red
things you don't have to think
and
about
I
as a
went
kid. You can
million
just
times.
be a kid and make mistakes, and the worst that happens is maybe if you're growing in Southern America, you might get thrown against the wall. That's never happened to me, but punishments. Ooh boy, I go off topic about that for a while, but it's so much easier to make friends as a kid. And then when you grow up, when you change schools, you go from elementary school to middle school, you might lose friends. But then when you become an adult, it's very, very difficult to keep friends, and it's very difficult to make friends. Like, if you work a
How
job
much effort it took to get back in,
and you change a
it's
job,
hard to convince myself to leave again. Especially when I'll be
You
going
change
up
a job, you
against
wind up
the
losing
stormy
friends.
ocean on a tiny little boat.
like, it's almost impossible
My
for
prospects
to make friends as an adult, and that's why everybody feels so isolated. Even on the
internet,
internet, I find it difficult to make friends because it doesn't feel real to me. Like,
Time is starting to run out.
I'm old.
I'm sorry.
I
Sure to
was
get out
born
of
in the
here before
90s.
you
I was born before we
I
had
promise
social
I
media
won't
and
cause
stuff.
you and your family any
Social
more
media
trouble.
was a new invention.
Didn't mean it
Or,
like that.
would you call it an invention?
If you ever
I
ran
don't know. It
into
was a
any
new thing.
problems, I'm sure I'd figure
So,
something out.
I would make friends. Like I compartmentalize friends in two categories. There's
I won't let them catch me.
friends you make in real life, and then there's expected behaviors around real life friends, and then there's internet friends. So like you can be more open to friends in real life because you see them, you've interacted with them, you've spent time with them in physical space where you feel like you know them more, versus a username. And like this is gonna I'm gonna sound so bad to my chat. Like all the people in my chat, I would call them friends, but I would call them internet friends. Like we've never gone out and done anything. We've never seen a movie together. We've never gone to classes together. We've never played games together in the same room. Like playing games on the internet with people versus playing them in the same room. It's a different experience. In fact, I got to experience both sides of this. When I was in middle school and high school, I was friends with somebody. I'm not friends with them anymore, unfortunately. We had differences, and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. It was a toxic relationship, basically. And, but back then, in middle school and high school, I would go over to this person's house every weekend or every other weekend, and we would play games like Halo and Gears of War and Call of Duty and what's the other game? Battlefield. We'd play all those games. Army of Two, Medal of Honor. If it was a cooperative multiplayer game, we would be playing that together. And I would go home, and during the week we'd play like MMOs like RuneScape together, and would be on voice chat or like actually literally on landline phones. Remember those? No one in the chat that's under the age of 20 knows that. What a landline is.
Never mind. I know. I'll write him a note telling him to sort out the fireworks.
And I'll tell you, just from personal experience from me, playing a game with someone, like actually sitting down in the same room and playing a game with someone, to me feels more real and completely different versus playing with them online. Like when you're playing with them online, you're not in the same room, so you have a tendency to just be really toxic and talk mad trash, like calling people the F slur and just saying like you're gonna have sex with their mother or something, and you're just trash talking. I don't think people do that now because people get banned online for trash talking, but that's just part of the culture, I guess. I don't know. I never really took too much. Like, oh, someone teabags me in a game, I don't get triggered and upset. Somebody teabags me in a game of Halo, I take note of their player name, and for the rest of the match, I don't care if I'm like 0 to 10 against them, I'm going to try to kill them in the game because they teabagged me, and now I got to own them back, and you bet you're sorry behind when I finally kill them. When I get that one kill back on them, I teabag them back. It's like, no, I own you now, bitch. But you won't do that. Like, if you play with a friend in the same room, we kill each other, and in the game, we kill them in the game. There's no teabagging, and there's not as much trash talking, because like if you go out of line and say something too far to line, you might get a left hook. Like you say, I'm gonna fuck your mom tonight, and someone just like backhands you, says, no, you're fucking not. I had a lot of interactions with actual people when I was a kid. Although, unfortunately, I still have social issues. I don't want to get too deep into it because it's personal stuff, and people are open about personal stuff, but I don't want to be like that on the internet with strangers I don't know in real life. That's what I'm trying to get at, like, people nowadays are too trusting of people on the internet. You don't know who these other people are. There's entire videos by YouTube channels like Virtual Venture, I think is one, that does videos like the dark side of whatever, like VR chat or whatnot. And you get so open and vulnerable with people that you really do not know, and you don't know if they're just trying to be your friend to be a predator. That's kind of scary. Like, at least in real life, there's like you can usually tell if somebody is truly being a friend or if if someone's being manipulative
Bad luck.
and not,
We aren't
you know, whatever.
as we
Like
once
the friend
were,
I'm no longer friends with.
Nobody knows it.
It was like slowly over time I realized this person's becoming an egomaniac. They're focusing on nothing but themselves. And they're not giving me time to sit down and think either, because if I try to sit down and think, they're messaging me on Skype at the time, because that's Skype. It's like Discord before Discord.
Some weeding yesterday, but
And they would constantly want to play games. And it was kind of frustrating at times because this kind of relationship with this person kind of damaged my ability to make friends with other people, because I'm afraid that if I start becoming too much like friends with other people, I'm going to put myself in the same situation where I can't be alone and can't do what I want to do, and I always, like, every single day need to do what they want to do. And that's not how healthy friendships work. Healthy friendships are like a couple days a week, they'll call you up and say, hey, you want to catch a movie? Hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do that? It's not you get home from school or work, and they're like, they don't say, hey, what's going on? They message you, and the first thing they say is, get on whatever multiplayer game. Like, they were really big into... I'm talking about this old friend. This old friend was really big into these Facebook games that were similar to Farm... They were basically playing Farmville, but it was Battle Pirates or Total Domination. Or it was like these build-a-base things, but the games are set up just like Farmville. Or they'll play something like... like Warframe. Like, I played Warframe. I would enjoy Warframe. Especially because Warframe is basically PSO2. Like, PSO2's gameplay and Warframe's gameplay is pretty much identical. But the issue is... I'm going to stop talking for a second because I need to figure out what I'm doing. Clean up their courtyard. How in the world do I do that? Okay, here we are. So Warframe plays just like PSO2, but the problem is I got so turned off by Warframe because I would get home and I'd want to play Pokemon. Because I was big into Pokemon at the time. Like, I just want to play through Pokemon Black.
You got it. And that should just about do it. Satoru is on the other side of the village. Let's go see him.
And they would, as soon as I would get home from school or from work, they're like, get on Warframe. And it would be like, it wouldn't be like, let's get on Warframe and play it for like an hour or two, and then like, I'll let you go and you can do whatever else you want to do. It was the whole time you had to do what they wanted to do. And I'm just like,
you're looking full of life.
No.
As always.
And the other sad part is they were in a friend group. They were in a larger friend group, and there's a couple of people that I wish I could have kept in contact with, but the whole group just drifted apart. There was one woman that was on a Japanese naval, that was on a Japanese base. She's American, but she's on a United States base in Japan. And I was like, kind of, that's where I learned about a lot of, that's when I had my cherry about Japan popped. Realized what Japan really was like, with it being a very xenophobic country. That's why I can catch on with Inazuma and a lot of the undertones in Inazuma, because they kind of are touching on the whole xenophobic part of Japan.
Thank you so much. I never used to be a fan of pickled.
Now, of course, Japan's not like that anymore, and I don't know anyone that lives in Japan. Everything I know about Japan has always been from a third party. I've never been there myself.
They're doing well.
Initially, I wanted to go visit Japan, and of course I wanted to go to all the tourist traps. Shibuya, Tokyo, Kyoto, maybe go to a few shrines. But then I realized, just from interacting with this person, that a lot of the older Japanese people are very xenophobic. They're the kind of racist that's like polite racism. Like, they'll say something to you, but they won't punch you or anything. They'll just make snide remarks half the darn time. Because their whole culture is about, like, not disturbing the peace, or not rocking the boat, or not making too much waves. It's a cultural difference.
Now that we finished all the chores, it's time to talk.
But the problem with that was, it was actually a really good experience. Although, because this person is in the military, they were very excitable. and I don't want to say too many bad things about this person because I didn't really interact with them one time. But I do remember there was one time, me and the friend group were getting excited about this game called Starbound, and there was a character creator on the website, and we all made a character, and we were just doing this thing. We were just like role playing as the character and just having a little bit of fun. And like, this girl wasn't having it at all. She was like, "It's so stupid you're doing the role playing thing." I'm like, "Excuse me, what?" She wound up having a kid too, and she was having like relationship problems with her husband at the time. Being on a military base will do that to you, I guess. I wonder how she's doing though. I wonder if I'm sure her kid is like 10 years old by now. Because I was 21 at the time, I think. So that kid, yeah, that kid's gonna be 10. That kid's probably in middle school by now. Oh my god. That just hit me. Her kid's probably in middle school by now. Her kid might be watching me. Oh no. No, don't. Okay. Don't tell your mother. I'm not talking trash about her. I do wonder how she's doing though.
50 years ago, to tell the
I actually am curious if she's still on a military base or if she's in America or if she decided to get citizenship in Japan and just move to Japan. Japan does have problems. It absolutely does have problems. I mean, I have this fantasy of mine of just like moving to the Japanese countryside. Like, I wouldn't want to live in the Japanese cities. I'm kind of over that. I would want to live near them. And if Japan's a freaking island, right? So, and the one good thing about Japan is they have really, really good public transport. So you could live out in the sticks, and there would be a train station out in your Japanese rural village somewhere that you could hop on and go to any big city. You would still need to have a bike to get to that location, but I mean, that's one thing I like about that. I kind of wish that was a thing in America, like you could just live out in the countryside and there would be a train station out in the countryside somewhere and you could just hop on that train and go to like Chicago or something. But there is one in my city though, so I could hop on it and take the Amtrak to one of the other cities. I'd probably take an Amtrak before I take a plane, to be honest, but you can't take an Amtrak to Japan. That, and I don't have the little star in my license to fly domestically. Thanks 9/11. That's a post 9/11 thing, by the way. Like you need to have like that star in your license to do domestic flights now.
Aren't you busy
That's
with the
fun.
fireworks show coming up? Was there something you needed to discuss?
But I have this fantasy of like, man, I would just love to go to Japan. I would love to move out into the Japanese countryside, get a house. Be like, get a Japanese wife, knock her up a good 5 times, have some kids.
He was our boy's best
Like, I'm at that
when they
point
were young.
in my life. I'm like,
They were
I don't just want segs.
They grew up
I don't want the
together,
segs at all. I want to impregnate
went everywhere
multiple
together.
times and have kids.
But one day,
That's what I
they
want.
had a
I want to raise
terrible
little children.
argument.
And I'm getting up there in years, and that's slowly gonna slip away from me. And I'm getting all depresso mode. That's one of my fantasies, though. It's like just live out in countryside with a Japanese wife, and have some kids, and raise them to be the best kids ever. But then the problem is like they're half Japanese and they would get bullied in school, and then to get out of school and get bullied in real life, and I don't think I'd want to do that. Then Japan is like, they're advanced in a way. Like, basically what's happening in Japan now is going to be happening in America in the next few years. But then they're also very traditional. So, like, trans rights kind of exist in America, but in Japan, they don't even have gay rights in Japan, right? So if you're transgender and you move to Japan, don't. Just basically don't, because you're going to have a very bad time. Like, you think you're going to have a bad time in America, you're going to have a worse time over there. Like I said, they don't even have gay rights over there. Like, you would think Japan would be okay with homosexuality, seeing as there's so much yuri out there. Like, you go to Japan, you go to a convention of, like, a doujin, where people make, like, fan comics of, like, characters having hot lesbian passionate love, or like 2 brothers having hot passionate gay love.
Find some other way to help Sakujiro.
for the Fujoshis, and like even like there's incest. There's incest thousands out there too. Of usually like stepbrother, stepsister.
It'd be so nice if they could go back to the way things were.
There's also some other types of comics that Vice kind of talked about, and I'm not going to mention those. They exist. But like you'd think like, oh, there's like there's comics for like with lesbian love in it for all the guys, and there's comics with like with gay love in there for all the girls, and you think Japan would be like open to that love existing in real life, but it's kind of like a vice, I guess. I think in a way, like, I'm really curious about that. I'm going to talk about something pornographic for a minute, but I'm going to be like I'm going to skirt around it a lot. There's a genre called Futanari, and there's a genre called New Half, right? And not the entire trans community, because I'm in a Discord with a number of trans people, and they often commission art with them being Futanari. Which, okay, I'm just nodding my head. You know what I mean when I'm nodding my head? Me like, okay? So, God, this is so embarrassing to talk about. But I've already opened the can of worms. I might as well go for it. But there's two things in Japan. There's Futanari and there's New Half, and a lot of people get the two mixed up. People think that Futanari is like making fun of trans people. That's not what it is. Like Futanari is just, it's usually a woman with a penis. That's usually what it is. So it's like they have both genitals. But New Half is basically trans though, because there's also Futanari that can be the other way around. So it can be like Futanari can be a woman with a penis, or Futanari could be a man with a vulva. There is male Futanari. It's not that often, but it is there. And but New Half is actually the trans stuff, because it's literally new half would mean like top half would be the new half and the bottom half is the old half. So like a transgender person gets top surgery done but not bottom surgery done. That's where the term new half comes from. But yet, much like with the Yuri and Yaoi stuff, it's considered a kink and not socially acceptable, which I find strange. Like, why do you have comics of characters being turned into Futanari or being new half, or like imagine Bridget from Guilty Gear becoming a new half and having boobs but then still having a dick. That's what new half would be. Like there's probably art of Bridget like that, or Bridget as a Futanari, and yet trans rights don't exist in Japan. There would be art of like Moon and Lily from Pokemon having passionate love, forbidden passionate love, and it's beautiful, and it's okay in America, but in Japan it's like you'll be shunned by the entire society. And the whole reason I went off on that tangent is because like it's even so bad in Japan, like mental health. Like I've watched videos that talked about this, like people that are on the autism spectrum are like, man, I should move to Japan because the pop culture seems to get me. It doesn't get you. Like you see the anime girls, you see like the video games and stuff, and it's prominent everywhere, and you think, you know, Japan would be like an autistic paradise, but it's not. It's actually the worst place an autistic person can move to, because people in Japan, like how things were back in the 80s in America when it comes to people that are neurodivergent, it's like that in Japan now. They don't think that mental health is a thing. They think it's just like behavior problems or people being delinquents or rebels and stuff. And it's really messed up and sad. And when I found out about that broke, like my dreams were shattered. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going to go to Japan and get a Japanese wife and go out to the countryside and have 5 kids. I guess that's not going to happen now because I'm going to be a broken person, and like no one would ever want to be with me. And then like I find out that a lot of the Japanese women are basically the way Western women are now. They're like, the man's gotta be tall, the man's gotta make 6 figures, the man's gotta be fit, and the man needs to be serving on me in hand foot. And also, I don't want to have kids, and I don't want to settle down because I want my career above everything else. And I'm just like, it made me all depressed. I'm actually getting in depressor mode right now, just thinking about it again.
Stay in the city for now.
Oh.
I'll come play with you after the fireworks start.
Damn it, that's all I want. That's all I want, man. That's if I could get what I want in life. If I could just wish on a genie, no strings attached, no japes, get what I want. Like,
Hasn't made up his mind. I guess I'll have to step in.
it would be tempting to be like, turn me into a cute anime girl, but no. I would be tempted in that. Like, have any wish I want? Okay, just turn me into a cute girl.
Must be them.
That's what I want. But if I couldn't, if they said, no, I can't do that, I'm like, fine. Get me... It doesn't even need to be a cute wife. Just get me a wife that is not butt ugly.
Didn't you hear me?
And when I say not butt ugly, I don't, like...
What a nuisance.
I hate numbers. I hate the whole number scale thing, like 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 thing. Like, if a woman's a little bit fat, if a woman's overweight, that doesn't bother me. Right? I wouldn't mind that at all. No issue with that. I would totally be okay with settling down with a woman that's a little bit overweight. Just not one that's morbidly obese. Like, I absolutely would not want to settle down with one that's morbidly obese. And, well, that's kind of me in real life, so I want to work on that. That's why I don't date. Because I don't want to have higher standards than how I am. That makes me feel hypocritical. But I just want a woman that's not butt ugly. That's all I would want. My controller just died. That's cool. Are you... I can't... I'm getting hit by characters in the video game. The game will not let me change the control scheme. That's a big bugbear. Why can't I not change the control scheme? Mid-game. Like, I'm taking damage. That's always fun. I would just want a woman that's decent looking, right? You know, like, faces mostly symmetrical, they're not disfigured or anything, and they're not, like, super obese. You can be a little bit fat, that's fine. As long as your personality doesn't suck. That's the big thing, right? Because after your looks, and after I've spent time with you, and after I've known you better in the bedroom, all that's left is your personality. That's like how you are. And I wouldn't want to be with someone that's nasty and selfish and very hurtful. I mean, I would want someone that would be able to support me, and then I could support them, and like, we're there for each other. That's what I would want. I'm so freaking vanilla. Basic bitch anime girl.
There is nowhere you can escape justice. Not even at the...
Look at that. Look, we can't waste any more time on these guys. Let's push on.
That's all I want.
They should be just ahead.
Just give me a decent looking, not ugly woman. Let me knock her up a few times. Have some kids. Raise those kids. Be the parent that I didn't have.
Your skills with the sword have stagnated, Sakujiro. You should
And just go out and just, like, raise those kids and spend time with them and take them to trips and camping and playing games and maybe some sports or something.
If this is to be my fate, I accept it. I have nothing else to say.
That's all I want.
But your return says that you finally came around to my point of view.
Whatever you say.
You will return with me to the Tenryo Commission to await your sentencing. The one who made this boat will also be punished.
Wait! It doesn't have to end like this. Don't you have anything else to say to one another?
Hey, I know you. You're Naganohara's girl, who makes the fireworks. I know you like to get involved in other people's business, but stay out of this.
Crap.
It does not concern you.
It's okay, Yoimiya. The past is the past.
And why did you risk life and limb to get yourself back into Inazuma? And why were you so reluctant to leave after you got here? I'll tell you why. This is why. This is the chance you've been waiting for, to talk everything through.
I have nothing to say to him. He's a criminal. I work for the Tenryo Commission. There is never any room for discussion. Out of respect for the friendship we once had, I gave him a chance to fight for his freedom. But his skills with the sword are as disappointing now as they ever were.
What a
What
jerk.
are you talking about? And just who do you think you're kidding? You left all your subordinates back there to guard the road, making sure no one else followed you here. Seems to me like you were hoping for a chance to talk. I can see it in your faces. You both have so much to say, and you're just gonna choose to keep it all inside?
Tuh. Don't flatter yourself. What would you know?
Yomiya, leave it. It was just my wishful thinking.
No, I won't leave it. I will not stand by and watch when you haven't even done anything. Keisuke, you seem to like settling things with a duel, so let's do it your way. I challenge you to a duel. If I win, then you need to say everything that's in your heart. No more running from your feelings. And the same goes for you, Sakujiro. If I win, you will tell Keisuke exactly why you came back, no matter what the consequences are. You have to tell him everything.
And tell him all the
Don't
things.
say anything now. You may never have another chance.
And if you lose?
Then I'll admit to collaborating with Sakujiro and accept the Tenryo Commission's punishment.
Yomiya.
I accept. Let's settle this with a duel.
Combat
Sir,
time?
We're here to back you up.
Back up? Duels are supposed to be one-on-one! All right, that's it! Let's help Yoimiya! We can't let her fight them all alone!
Oh, it turns her bow into fire. Oh, I can hold the B button down. Yeah, okay.
Didn't count.
Withdraw.
Can I see her character stats? What her build is? Thundering Pulse, 57 of 60. I can't change that. What artifacts does she have? Unable to view artifacts at this time. My crap, I am. Braveheart. Two-piece set attack plus 18%, four-piece set. I was reading that. Why did you switch? Increase damage by 30% against opponents with 15 HP. Everything's a plus 16. 3 of her constellations unlocked too. Is created by lasts for 4 seconds. Affected by things, durations, attack is increased by 20%. Pyro damage scores a crit hit, 20%, 25% pyro damage. Increases level of Nawabi Fire Dance by 3. And then talents. 4, 7, 4, and 1. I was wondering why she hit so hard.
The fuse is lit.
I must withdraw.
It just lure him in the water and hit him with Vaporize over and over.
With sword comes shadow.
Throw in the water, get electrocuted.
Sir, they are too strong. We need more men.
Stand down.
What?
I thought I told you to stay away. Now stand down.
Stand down.
Sorry.
Is he voiced by the person who did Shadow the Hedgehog's voice?
Young lady, you are just as obstinate as Sakujiro was back then. Why were you so convinced that we had things to say to each other?
Because Sakujiro may not have told me about you when he came back, but he did order a firework from me. Then your parents told me about what happened between you when you were younger. Once I'd heard the story, I realized that the firework meant something special to you both. And that's why I simply refuse to believe that you have nothing to say to each other. Nobody sets off a firework to feel lonely, do they?
The reason I came back is that I felt lost. It wasn't that I'd changed my mind, I just felt that what I'd done in the past was to try to escape from reality.
Man, it really takes a while to go through one of these
I
quests,
saw
doesn't it?
freedom
It's already going on
instead.
midnight.
The
So when this
contrast
quest is
of
over, I'm going to end stream for the
wisdom of
night.
Sumeru and the justice of Fontaine. It all left a deep impression on me.
Oh, he actually mentions
I
Fontaine.
was glad that I'd left Inazuma, but then I happened to hear about the Sakoku decree. I was an escapee, and I was proud of that. What I should have tried to do is take the good things from the outside world and bring them back home.
So that's why you came back? Out of your naive hope of changing the way things are here?
No, I let go of all those delusions of grandeur. I just felt that I never should have run away like that. After all, you never ran away.
Huh?
I don't know about you, but life hasn't been easy for me. But I just had to come back and visit. It was like fate was calling me, and I couldn't ignore it any longer.
Life isn't easy for anyone. I truly worship the Raiden Shogun. Her ideas were my personal creed, and I desired nothing more than to see her will done. But now, my role is to punish violators of the Sakoku decree and confiscate people's visions. It's not what I signed up for when I joined the Tenryo Commission. I do wonder, am I really doing the right thing?
You're not if you're conflicted.
The boat is yours.
Huh?
I couldn't make you stay in Inazuma, but that doesn't mean I want to keep you here by force.
What will you say to the higher-ups?
Don't worry about that. I'll handle it. If you want to come back, I hear the process of returning to Inazuma from the outside world is long and complicated, but it can be done. I will lend you my help, but until then, you'll have to wait. And don't kick the bucket on the way out.
Don't worry, Keisuke. I won't. Any chance we can watch the fireworks together?
Maybe next time.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'll be demoted for sure. It's not like me to give in to childish sentiment like this. I can't explain why I went through with it. It's the one that Sakujiro planned on using for his escape. I asked Yoshitaka and the others to transport it here, citing the temporary contraband storage clause. Forcing Sakujiro to this spot was also something I had planned all along. It's just like you said, Yomiya. Even though I hadn't fully made up my mind, my actions betrayed my intent.
But I think you did the right thing. And look, now you've managed to resolve the grievance in your heart by talking about it.
I understand now. Thank you. I didn't know you were quite so perceptive. You saw right into what I was thinking.
That's only because I know your parents so well. They're both really nice people, so I didn't think the apple would fall too far from the tree.
I had heard there was a new Naganohara running things these days. Little loud and reckless maybe, but you live up to the family name. By the way, Naganohara fireworks can reproduce the firework that the two of us set off back then, right? Would you be able to make one for me?
Sorry, no can do. Without the slipper reference, I can't make the same one again. And I'm afraid Sakujiro is the one with the slip.
Ah, I see. Never mind then.
Don't get too down just yet, though. I mentioned that Sakujiro ordered a firework from me, didn't I? I can't make another one, but I'm guessing Sakujiro probably won't be needing his anymore. It'd be a shame for it to go to waste, so I'll make an exception and let you set it off instead.
Thank you very much.
No worries. And don't miss out on the start of the fireworks show.
Yoimiya! The way you took command of that whole situation was amazing!
What can I say? I like to talk. I'm a strong believer in the power of words. If you're not willing to communicate, then the problem just sits there. If you just keep staring at it without doing anything, eventually you'll watch every last opportunity to resolve it slip away before your eyes. Sakujiro and Keisuke can't turn back the clock in their relationship, but that's no reason to live with remorse. Anyway, follow me. I'll bring you to the perfect place to watch the fireworks. My
All
moms
right.
will set off the firework that I wanted to give to you.
Time to watch some fireworks. Up there on the hill. Oh, I've been on this little island before. It has all these little stalls. I was wondering what was up with this place. I'll probably stop and look at the fireworks.
Huh? Oh, it's... Keisuke.
So Yomiya, these fireworks, what do they mean to you? Yomiya? Shh. Oh.
That's the first time I've actually heard Lumine say anything. Even though it's not a word, just say anything. She's usually silent.
That was amazing. It was so beautiful I could weep. I didn't actually cry though, right? I just feel a bit misty-eyed. Oh, remember
Where
that
you were.
big one that went up first? The gold one? That's the one I had Pops make for you.
Oh, Paimon saw it! It was one of the best ones! They won't forget that anytime soon!
That's what I wanted to hear. I was hoping it would leave a deep impression on you guys. No matter where your journey takes you, and no matter what hardships might lie ahead, I hope you'll always be able to look back fondly on the fireworks you saw tonight. I believe that as time goes by, this firework will only grow brighter and more beautiful in your heart. Oh, and also, you're technically my customers now. Here, this is your paper slip. If you ever want to see that golden firework again, just come and see me.
You know, Yoimiya, you seemed to turn into a completely different person during the fireworks. You were so quiet, and it was like you couldn't hear anything at all.
Oh, I can hear you. I just have a habit of being silent while I'm watching fireworks. Quietly watching something you made with your own hands rise into the sky feels like a sacred ceremony to me. You asked me what fireworks mean to me, right?
Yep. Well, for Koichi, who built the boat for us, and his friend, Third Sis, fireworks commemorate friendship. For Keisuke's parents, they commemorate marriage. And for Keisuke and Sakujiro, they were commemorating...
Unwavering beliefs.
Oh yeah, right, beliefs!
I see a challenge rune. I want to do it.
To be honest, even though I've thought about it countless times before, I still haven't found an answer.
Seriously? Huh. Paimon was expecting something deep and philosophical.
Well, no one's ever asked me this before, so I've never really settled on an answer. It was by chance that I happened to be born into the Naganohara family, so it was by chance that I ended up learning this craft from my pops. It's also by chance that I've met so many people, learned so many things, and discovered that people associate watching fireworks with the things that are most precious to them. Fireworks that disappear in a flash of light are probably the furthest thing away from the eternity that our shogun desires. But people's feelings don't just disappear, and it's those feelings that give fireworks their purpose. If nobody wanted to watch fireworks, then they wouldn't exist. Also, consider this. You have to have the Naganoharas because so many people are emotionally invested in the existence of fireworks. If we didn't exist, their wishes would go unfulfilled, wouldn't they? You know, I don't really think about complicated things like this very often. But I'm proud that I was born into the Naganohara family and have the chance to make so many pretty fireworks.
Right, does the part 2 of that need to be completed too, or no? That's the question. Okay, no, it's just Nivis Chapter Act 1. Guru's Nivis. Underneath requests. This one. And we got some Primo gems for that too. Woven Wishes. As per Kami Sato Akira's request, you and Paimon help her prepare for her meeting with Tsubaki. The first thing that is needed is a specially made garment. However, in present-day Inazuma, the silk needed to make the garment is a scarce resource. You have to get to work resolving this dilemma. But that'll have to wait till another time. I do want to go do that challenge rune I saw over there. You go knock that one out real quick. I think it's a time trial one. You can usually tell what kind of challenge it is by the shape of the rune. Time trial challenge. Collect 8 electroparticles within 40 seconds. You seriously want me to go all the way over there? Where do you want me to go? Where am I going? Where are these electroparticles? What am I supposed to do? I need the boat. Did I even have the boat summoned? There's a wave rider summoned somewhere. We'll just fail this. So I need to focus on getting my artifacts up to plus 16. I probably just need to get good artifacts for my characters. So I need to be burning my resin doing that. Couldn't see what Yomiya's weapon was, what level it was. I think it was 57. That's not the case, it's all level 60, 80, and 60. That's not where I'm hurting. 10, 5, 5, 16, and 13. And it's probably talent as well. Must be character ascension phase 4 to level up. Everything else is capped. I think I'll smash some whopper flowers. In order to do the challenge, I need to have the boat. In order to have the boat, I need the Electrogramma. The Electrogramma over this way. I was about to drown. I was out of stamina. Did I activate that domain? That's not what I want to do! I have to do it again. Damn it! I was hitting the button combination to do the thing, and it kept opening the map instead. It's kind of an experience for me with Assassin's Creed 3. I recently finished Assassin's Creed 3, and I did not enjoy Assassin's Creed 3 at all. It wasn't the story. The story was pretty good. It was the moment-to-moment gameplay. It was like I constantly felt like I was fighting the game. The controls of the game over and over. It was like I'm trying to attack one guy and then I'm attacking somebody else, and that's not what I want to do, and it led to so many cheap deaths. Or I want to climb something or run away and I wind up doing what I don't want to do. In combat, there's like guys that will constantly counter you when you try to fight them. Oh, I'm gonna fail this again. Damn it. Alright, so what I was trying to do there is I was trying to push the button combination to grab onto the other electro grapple thing, and for whatever reason, even though the other grapple point was on my viewport, it was on my camera, I could see it, the game was not giving me the prompt to do it. I was mashing right bumper, which was after you fire it the first time, right bumper is what you do to activate it again. So let me just do this one more time, and if I fail it this third time, I'm actually just going to quit the game. And I'll try again some other time. And this shouldn't be a difficult challenge to do. Follow the simple path, jump out of the boat, grab the Electrogramma, grapple up using it. I know what needs to be done, it's just, for whatever reason, I'm having problems with controls. That should have taken me one shot, and not 5. There's a domain I haven't activated, which means I can get 3 Primo Gems from that. It's a domain of mastery. 5 Primos for those. Because it acts as a fast travel waypoint as well. Every fast travel waypoint gives you 5 Primo Gems. That's talent level up materials. Most likely for people from Inazuma. So I think Kaching here needs the way ones. Do I have all the domains active? In Leeway? I actually think there's a few that I don't have active. I think there's one right here, but it doesn't have an icon yet. It's hidden. Because there are a few areas in Leeway that looks like there'd be something there, but there's nothing there. Let's hit it from the top. Okay, so that one gives me level up materials, or not level up materials. Those are both artifacts. Weapon ascension materials. Artifacts. Talent level up materials. Trounce domain. Oh, well, I didn't mean to fast travel to it. I just wanted to expand it. I hit the A button over it because I wanted to expand it. I didn't want to fast travel to it. I wanted to expand the dialogue. Ugh! I hate it when interfaces do that. Now I have to wait for it to load because this takes a while to load now too. Like the bigger Genshins become, the longer it takes to load stuff in. It's even doing it on phones too. That's not a hard drive thing. It's just, it takes forever to load. I just wanted to see what that was, because there's a couple domains that are Explorer domains, and you get the Abyss keys from them. Oh, since I'm here, I might as well open it and see what it is. Recommended party level 60 and 70. Pyro, Electro, Cryo, and Dendra. That's Amino. Need Amino for that one. So we'll get one of the Abyss keys from Liwe, and there's 80 Primo Gems waiting in a few things. You only get this for first time clear. These are basically dungeons. I really like these. I wish there were more of these in the game. Because you have two types of domains. You have these domains. The Y button is to expand, and not A. And in many other games, it'd be the A button. I mean, I can do this again, but I won't get any rewards for it. But they're just straight up like dungeons, straight up from Zelda, which is nice. I haven't done this domain either, because if I cleared the Explore domain, it'll have a check mark next to it. And this is a Trounce domain, which means you fight a boss. That's what the Trounces are. And they all have different looking icons on them. The Ascension materials have a little sphere in them with a triangle inside of it. Those are all your talent level up, or weapon level up, or Ascension materials or artifacts. Any of the ones with the little diamonds in them are your Explorer or Trounce domains. That one's cleared, that one's cleared. This one's not cleared. Temple of the Lion. Vaporize, melt, overload, superconduct, charged, frozen, crystallize, swirl. And investigate secret hideout. It's just a bunch of training ones. Explore Fallen Fortress. So we have done Fallen Fortress already. That's one of the Explore ones. There's one on Dragonspire. I think there's quite a few in Dragonspire, but there's only one on the map so far. I haven't fully explored Dragonspire either. I can't figure out how to get to this teleport waypoint. And it looks like this one is another materials, or another artifacts one. I think the artifact ones give you different artifacts. And I always see the flowers, but it might be dependent on the day as well. It's actually not Heart of Death, it's showing what the set is. So it's Defender's Will, Defender set, Gambler set, Blizzard set, Depth set, Defender set, and Gambler. I need to be doing these. I need to be spending time doing these. Get better artifacts. That's basically the end game of this game. It's just grind materials. Grind these dungeons over and over. And if you want to get better weapons without going into the gacha, you can actually craft weapons. But in order to craft the weapons, you have to do these trounce domains, which has you do a boss fight. Which costs resin to get through. But then you get artifacts from them. Some dungeons have special artifacts. Character level up material. And you also get the sword, the billets, Northlander. The Trounce Domain and Mondstadt live way Inazuma or Dominator of Wolves challenge. I don't even have all the ones in Inazuma. Or not Inazuma. I don't have the ones in Inazuma either, but I don't have the ones in Sumeru. Sumeru is really big. And there's a lot of domains I haven't opened. There's a lot of waypoints I haven't opened either. Don't even get me started on Fontaine. I don't even think I've tapped all the domains in Fontaine either. I might have, actually. I don't think I've... Unless there's some underwater. All the domains show up even at this far zoom out, right? There aren't any special domains that only appear when I zoom in a certain way? Okay, yeah, no. I zoom out all the way, you see nothing but regions and domains. There isn't a single new domain up here, really? It's 2 boss fights, I think. Yeah, it's 2 boss fights. There's not a lot of domains in Fontaine yet. They're all character level up areas. Probably for the new characters introduced in Fontaine. Just the 2, isn't it? I thought there was a 3rd one. Really is just 2. No, it's 3. There's 3. Sumeru has a bunch of explore ones. There's a couple ones that give you materials. And I haven't been down the chasm yet either, so I don't know what the chasm is. And there's also a side quest to explore Dragonspire. And there's some areas that there's like big doors that I can't get through that looks like they open somehow. I'm pretty sure they do, and they're locked behind quests. And there's an area that had a bunch of bosses I couldn't take out. Probably because my characters weren't leveled up enough. I don't think I've unlocked every domain in Inazuma either. There's quite a few I haven't touched yet. If there's anything on this island, I can't get it because there's a fog that prevents me from exploring it. And I'm pretty sure that's tied behind a quest. This island, Tsukino Peak. I don't think I've touched it, but I haven't done everything here. There's a domain here. That's a domain of blessings, so that's materials. I can't figure out how to get to this location. I don't know if it's tied behind a quest or what. I tried going here to see if you go underwater, but you don't. It's some sort of ruins. Arumi Ruins. The entrance might be right here. It's called Araumi Ruins. There's Ararumi. It's probably right there. The estate. Zoom all the way. So there's this one explore area. Empty bed of 1,000 gates. There's this one, the Shake Pavilion. There's this one gives artifacts. I think that's another artifact one. That's the Explorer though. It doesn't have a Discover reward, I think it's an Explorer one. Then there's this one that opened up with a puzzle I can't figure out. Nearby. There's this middle one that opening this one was actually pretty fun. You had to go to the 3 islands around it. And do the little challenges. Then there's one over here. Now if you hit domains only doesn't show you the explore domains, it only shows you the individual, like the grindy ones. So there's 2 artifacts ones, there's talent level up and weapon ascension. And I think the talent level up materials for each individual region, like I have characters from Liyue. So I need to go to this one. Yep, this has the stuff for Kaching. And then Barbara's stuff would be this one. Aren't those the same? It's the same items? Teachings of Resistance. Teachings of Diligence. No, it's something different. Right, well, you know what? That's gonna do it for me tonight. It's midnight. I just activating a challenge. I don't mean to be doing that. I didn't mean to be here either. But just fast travel back to Inazuma. Guess we gotta go back here to Ritao. We're not supposed to leave Ritao, or we're not supposed to cross the gate, and we can just teleport anyway. If there's a Wave Rider waypoint up here too, I could probably just pop on the Wave Rider, and yeah, there's one right there. There's literally one right there. Oh, I can't cross this gate threshold to get into Inazuma, but LOL, there's a Wave Rider. I could just go around. Eat me, LOL. But you know what? That's going to do it for the stream tonight. I'm going to give a shout out to Koopa the Troopa, 515, and Dagbear123 for following me. And to everyone else that has lurked, thank you so much for watching. And for those of you watching the VOD, thank you for watching. Tomorrow I'm going to play more video games. It's going to be over on YouTube this time. As for what video game I'm going to play, well, you'll just have to tune in and find out. It'll be a little surprise. As always, until next time, rest well, dreamers, and sweet dreams.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
Yep, seize the opportunity.